Here on the warm shore of the southern Adriatic lies Dubrovnik, a town of gleaming stone set in surroundings of rare beauty. Dubrovnik, once an independent city republic, is today the best-known cultural and tourist center in Yugoslavia. Here the spirit of the past is caught up in the present in the white stone buildings, making Dubrovnik one of the most beautiful medieval towns in the world. Dubrovnik, set in the warm Mediterranean climate and lapped by the blue and always clear sea, enjoys 260 days of sun a year. This town of white stone, founded in the 1st century, is an architectural treasury. The preserved beauty of its towers and forts is a priceless treasure of lasting value. This is why Dubrovnik, with its monuments of the past dating back centuries and mostly from the time of the Republic of Dubrovnik, is in the UNESCO Registry of World Cultural Heritage. The centuries-old architecture is complemented by its setting of luxuriant vegetation and sleepy islands and reefs whose sandy bays reflect the dawn. Here the past is spread out before you. The monumental walls which surround Dubrovnik have resisted many attempts to take the town. The Dubrovnik forts, like the striking Minčeta, tall Lovrijenac, attractive Bokar, and proud St. Ivan, date back 10 and more centuries, to a time when Dubrovnik was a free city republic and, together with Venice, was the most important maritime and cultural center on the Mediterranean. The building of the walls began as early as in the 10th century. They're 2 kilometers long and up to 6 meters thick, and are the best preserved example of their type in the world. The Rector's Palace, a harmonious blend of Gothic and Renaissance styles, was the Rector's residence and the seat of government of the former Republic of Dubrovnik. The palace's history goes back to the 13th century, but in 1435 it was almost completely destroyed when a fire exploded a magazine. The famous Neapolitan master builder, Onofrio della Cava, built a new palace in South Italian Gothic on the site of the old. The palace has received some damage from earthquakes over the centuries, but it has been completely restored and now houses a museum illustrating the rise and fall of the Republic of Dubrovnik. Another particularly attractive monument is the cathedral. Its predecessor, a 13th century Romanesque basilica, is said to have been built by a benefaction from Richard the Lionheart as a sign of thanks for being saved from a shipwreck near Dubrovnik as he was returning from the Third Crusade. The cathedral is renowned for its rich treasury of reliquaries and church vessels of priceless artistic value. The collection of 138 gold and silver reliquaries include the reliquary of the skull of Saint Blaise, the patron saint of Dubrovnik, in the form of a Byzantine crown with lockets set in enamel. It dates from the 12th century and is the work of a Byzantine goldsmith. There are also paintings by Titian, Raphael and his school, and other Italian, Flemish and Yugoslav masters. The Franciscan monastery with its church attracts special attention, for it contains the oldest pharmacy to survive in Europe. It was established in 1317. It houses fine examples of rare pharmaceutical equipment, and the monastery contains a treasury with exhibits of rare cultural and historical value. Dubrovnik has been the main center of Yugoslav tourism for many years. It's unforgettable for its sunny summers, the special atmosphere of its old streets, and its local restaurants where fish specialities are served day and night under the open sky. Dubrovnik is renowned for its hospitality, so it's no wonder that Dubrovnik is the tourist mecca of the Mediterranean. And it's also known throughout the world for its summer festival. In summer, Stradun, the long central street, becomes a unique stone stage for groups of actors, musicians and folklore artists from various countries and every continent. The surroundings of Dubrovnik are full of picturesque places. Among them the centuries-old town of Cavtat, the former Epidaurus, with its blue sky, sandy beaches, and its plantations of pine, cypress, myrtle, palm, and oleander. Nature has been really generous to Cavtat. The Illyrian, Greek, Roman and Slav cultures have all left their mark on this town. But here's a modern beauty, the Croatia Hotel, on the wooded peninsula of Sustjepan, facing the open sea and the Dubrovnik archipelago. Its setting and bizarre architecture make it one of the most beautiful hotels in the world. Dubrovnik and its Riviera, set on the sunny coast of the blue southern Adriatic, really has a lot to offer the tourist. Before we return to the old town of Dubrovnik, we'll stay here a moment, near Cavtat, in picturesque Čilipi, where the local folk customs win the attention of every tourist. The folklore tradition of the area is still present in the way of life of the people here, who are noted for their warmth and hospitality, and whose colorful national costumes show a part of their rich cultural heritage. Dubrovnik really is a unique town, with its long history, its rich culture, and the preserved beauty of its stone towers, squares, churches, monasteries, and Renaissance palaces, which makes it so instantly recognizable. And so the day nears its end, a day full of impressions, experiences, and insights. As the sun sets over the sea, the quiet waves carry the thoughts on endless journeys. Dubrovnik, with its magnificent sights, is unforgettable. Famous and unknown builders have left traces of their skill here. This ancient free town is recognizable from afar for the beauty and splendor of its architecture. The Renaissance palaces and the always green gardens are a part of Dubrovnik. The Dubrovnik of the past and the Dubrovnik of today, a town which was among the first towns on the Mediterranean, and one which turned to the sea to achieve its greatness. The great bronze cannon facing the sea is a symbol of past times, but also of the care with which the past is preserved for the present and the future. Whoever comes here will come again. Everyone is drawn by the magic power of Dubrovnik's beauty to see this lively maritime center of the old Republic of Dubrovnik. Its sun-drenched walls, the bell towers of its churches and monasteries, its fascinating roofs, create an unforgettable impression against the blue, open spaces of the Adriatic.